Engage will be released commercially as a DVD and CD package on March the 17th. And Howard Jones is with us here on Studio 11 LA. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
It sounds interesting. You know, it's funny because you were basically like one of the pioneers, I guess, of the synthesizer or that type of a music. But you carried it really throughout your entire career, and even today. You know, you're still using it. You're still using it today.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what really interests me is trying to do something new and use, new technology in a creative way. But I mean, there's kind of two things going on, because the whole idea of Engage was about sort of saying to people, we've really got to be involved. We can't just be observers of life and what's going on, but to be involved. And so there's a big audience interactivity involved in the shows as well.
If you've been to any of those music festivals, you know
That's
all of
kinda
the
it.
artists. You can't just stand up there and play anymore. You have to have a show. But you said this was different because you wanted to liberate. You said, quote, I want to liberate myself from conventional song structures. How did you do that here?
That's right. Well, I conceived it as a live show. So I was imagining myself in the venue and the audience there, and how to really grab them and grab their attention and to sort of take them through all kinds of different things. And so that meant that I could be much more liberated from normal song structure, and just have shorter pieces and some pieces that were extended, and less lyrics sometimes and things like that.
But your songs from the 80s were such sing-along hits with their conventional song structure.
Yeah, that's right.
Me and Bobby can't stop.
No, isn't it a challenge though? Because people are going to go to your show because they want to hear Howard Jones. They want to hear those 80s hits that really just resonated with so many people.
And I've kind of covered that with so the first part of the show is the Engage set, which is about half an hour, and then there's a break, and then I go into the hits
Something
afterwards.
for everyone.
Because people would be so disappointed if I didn't play them.
1985, which was 30 years ago. It's hard to believe, but that you came out with that Grammy performance, a synth-off.
That's
with
right.
Stevie Wonder, and you were kind of the new kid on the block at that point.
Yeah, that's right. It's almost 30 years to the day, I think, that we did the Grammys together, and it was.
Bobby and I weren't born yet, but we've heard. We've heard it was amazing.
She's kidding.
It was amazing to be with Stevie and Herbie Hancock and Thomas Dolby.
Thomas Dolby, right?
And it was really the coming of age of keyboards and technology and drum machines. That whole thing. I think that performance changed everybody's mind about the new stuff.
I read somewhere that someone said that they didn't feel like the media throughout your career was very kind to you. Is that what you found? I mean, did you?
Well, I think I was much more supported here in
the U.S.,
America, in the States. I mean, Britain always gives you a hard time over everything, and in a way that keeps you, having this edge and this desire to keep going forward. But yeah, and I still feel so passionate about making new music, and maybe that's the reason why.
So tell us, when people go to this performance, you also have an app, right? So people have their cell phones with them, and they're like kind of engaged in the show with their apps.
Yeah, because everyone's got their phone, and normally they'll be sort of filming the show or taking photos. Yeah,
right.
So I was thinking, how can we use that in a creative way? So what we do is we send signals from the stage that makes the phone have a little loop of a video that you're seeing on the stage, and so you've got all these little screens reflecting what's going on.
At the point where we can't go to a show and just watch the show, we need to be staring at an LCD screen while we're watching a live performance.
Yeah, I mean, of course it's optional.
It's optional.
But I think one of the things that people were saying was they felt more part of the show, of the actual spectacle, because they could actually contribute to the way it looked.
If you want to see the spectacle, as Howard Jones calls it, it's called Engage. The release date again, March the 17th, and then you'll be performing.
Yeah, I'm playing in Anaheim on Thursday. Yeah, and then going around America and touring.
Thanks, Howard
Howard
Jones.
Jones, thank you.
Thank you.